Hello. Today I'm going to show you some signs for city, places, so where you live. So here we go with your list. This is the sign for money. You're holding it, you tap it in your hand, money. Money, you tap it like twice. To buy something, you're actually taking that money that was in your hand and you're taking it out and you're giving it to someone. To pay, you just use your index finger and brush it off. Some in Cleveland people may sign pay with a P, but it could be with an index finger or with the letter P. Okay, now be careful because there's some differences with these. So the sign for store, it's a double movement, store. 2 times, it moves twice, store. So shopping, you're going to stores and you're getting stuff, so that moves multiple times. Or you could just sign buy for shopping. So shopping, mall, M-A-L-L. Or you could do, say, shopping mall and then fingerspell mall. So either of those work. That's the sign for hallway. So it goes straight out. Now, if I bring it in towards me, I'm telling you, I want you to pay attention to me. Or you're going to pay attention to me, I'm going to pay attention to you. Hallway is more of a vertical movement in front of your body. So end, that's the sign for end. Last, you use your pinkies and you hit your pinkies. Or finally, like final. And I've seen some deaf people will kind of like draw it across and then down. For finally, just for more emphasis, or finally. Going to the left, you just use an L, and going to the right, then you take and you move to the right. If you're a lefty, if you're a righty, you're going to use your right hand and go L across your body, and then right going towards the right. So left and right, that's okay. You can use both hands to show that. So this is a sign for bathroom or toilet. You shake a T. I need to go to the toilet. You can shake a T and then act like you're sitting. Water fountain, you sign water and then you mimic like, turning the knob on the water fountain. The front door, or the back door, you just show behind you and sign door. Or you can do back, B-C-K, coming back towards you and then sign door. So there are 2 ways for this one. There's office, it's that O, and then you're drawing that box for office. So you draw that box for office, or you can just fingerspell office. Either way works. So the sign for computer, it's a C on the back of your wrist, moving back and in towards you. Some regionally will sign computer, a C up on your head. The old sign for computer was like this, and that related to the way the wheels spun on the computer way back in the day. I usually just sign computer, a C on the back of my hand. So, and then you would just fingerspell lab if you were going to a computer lab. Or any type of lab. So the internet, it's the 25 hand shape and you twist your hands together. Online, you connect those 2 fingers. So you're online. Internet, it shakes back and forth. Online, you're bringing your one hand and you're touching the other middle finger. A cafeteria, it's a C on your chin. Or you can say food, and then the C for cafeteria. A dorm is a D, and it goes from your mouth to your ear. Sort of like the sign for deaf. An R is for restaurant. Library, you take an L and you circle it. So circle an L. Museum is an M and you go straight across and then down. Museum. Sightseeing, those are your eyes looking at a bunch of different things. And so you can explain, oh, I was looking around and went sightseeing. Or maybe you were looking around and it wasn't a great experience. Depending on how you felt about your experience, sightseeing. A park, that's many trees. So tree, tree, tree. To park. So this is my car. I'm using that car classifier and I am actually parking it there. So I parked. This is the sign for car, and then you sign park. To drive into something, to go into the garage. That's your garage. You fingerspell APT for apartment. Duplex, you would just fingerspell that one also. D-U-P-L-E-X. This is the sign for building. And if you were in the lobby, you would just fingerspell lobby, or a lot of times people say like social room, people gather. So L-O-B-B-Y is more clear though if you want to be specific. So the elevator, I showed you that way, the way people are lifting up, or an E that goes up the back of your non-dominant hand. Or even that old one, it looks like the weights. But that's an old sign. You're not going to see very many people do it. I tend to just do the E raising up on my hand. Go into or enter and come out or exit. So you go into or enter or exit and come out. Subway, it's a Y on the back of your hand, on actually at the bottom of your palm, or, any type of metro or train is that. The restaurant named Subway, that's different. You just fingerspell Subway. So a different meaning and a different thing. So Subway. Then there's the train. To ride on something, these are your legs. You put them on that seat and that moves forward. You're riding on something. You fingerspell bus. You fingerspell taxi. And you fingerspell cab. Those are all short little 3-letter words you just fingerspell. So bus, so school bus, if you want to be specific, school bus, city bus, that kind of goes around the city, a tour bus. So there are different kinds of buses if you want to be specific about what kind you're talking about. So a station. So like the bus station, the train station, the subway station. Remember we talked about minute. You point with your non-dominant hand and you shake your dominant hand for a minute. And then you can add those numerals in. 6 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes, 11 minutes. An hour, that goes all the way around the clock. Think of that flat hand as your face. 2 hours, 3 hours, 9 hours. So that's called numeral incorporation. How long? So how long? How long do I have to wait? Long, it just kind of comes off the back of your wrist because, again, that's like the time. I've been waiting and waiting. I'm waiting. So a short time. Take two H's, short. You don't have to stay, it's just short. Or I have to wait a really long time, and the longer it goes up your wrist, that's how long you have to wait. I waited a long time. You're puffing out those cheeks. Add that emphasis. So if we're talking about the height of somebody, like a child, they're short. You show where their height is. If something's tall, okay, so there are two different ways to do tall because there are two different meanings. So if we're relating it to a physical person, they're tall. You show the height of them, where they're at, like as opposed to you. Now, if a building or something is very tall, you keep that flat hand, non-dominant hand, and then your D hand goes up to the top. So tall for a person, tall for a building. Those are two different signs. Behind, so you take your 10 and you take your dominant hand and you move it back and behind the other one. So I want to clarify that too. So there are two different ways to do that. So if there's a person and you're talking to the person and they're behind you, you're going to use the classifier like this, because that signifies people. Or maybe there are a lot of things, objects, something is behind. So index finger for a person, so a day, all day. Okay, so day just goes down one time, day. Now if it was all day, it's a much bigger movement. Morning. The sun rising. And so try to take it easy. You know, you don't want to give anybody, you don't want to flip them off. You're saying good morning. Morning. AM, you can finger spell AM. Noon, the sun is at its highest. It's noon. Afternoon. Night or evening, the sun is going down. PM, you can just finger spell PM. All night. So all night, you're including all of it. Midnight, so that's midnight. And so you think about it, if you follow the sun, right? And so the sun comes up in the morning, it rises, and then once it gets to the top, it's noon, right? And then the afternoon, the sun starts to slowly set, and then at night, it goes all the way down. The least, it gets the smallest, the least, a limited, least. And again, that would depend on what you're talking about. Like, for example, yeah, he's not too crazy. All right, so my favorite, you kiss the back of your hand, or you take that middle finger and you touch it to the middle of your chin. So prefer, favorite, either one works. To hate something, you flick it away. Ugh, I hate it. And I don't hate you guys. Hate. Sometimes, so it kind of circles sometimes. It circles out from you sometimes. Now that would be like once in a while. Someone or something. Someone, something. Always, it circles around. Always, always, always. Circles around. Okay, so that is it for the city and places where you live. So go ahead and practice this, okay? I'll see you guys later. Bye.